I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I feel like I need to drop a motivational episode, to get some people going because, I constantly hear stories of when people, and it's, to get a little dark, but, I hear stories of people, they'll be dealing with some stuff that they got going on either in their personal life, business life, just in life in general, life in general. And it saddens me when I hear, people, or even just so much as, thinking it, where it's dang, life can get that rough to where you will, go out and do some stuff like that. And, when they take their lives and things, I hate to say it, to just put that out there and things, but, yeah, you hear stories like that, and I'm like, man, it's just, I get it. Life can be hard at times. Life is hard at times. It can be. It is hard. It seems like with me, sitting down and just really thinking about it, I'm like, bro, I'm struggling, I'm flat out struggling. But that's the thing where it's I don't, it's not so much as that I don't want to accept it. I've of course have accepted it, but I guess, I just don't really know how to face it. I'd rather just figure things out and be okay, let me get through this and things, and let me work and all that stuff. And then it just seems like more and more and more things pile up. But I just I can't be that person where I'm I want to choose an easy way out. And I get it, I understand. I'm not trying to, because people, they look, the thing is this, I know that people think on stuff like that where it's they take their lives. I feel like everybody goes through a emotional and depressing time where stuff like that crosses their mind. And that's the thing where it's and I've heard people say stuff oh, it's selfish. And I'm look, I can't say that it's selfish, but at the same time, I can't say that it's the right thing too. I can't agree with it, but at the same time, it's I get that the person is going through some stuff, and why something like that would even cross their mind in the first place. You hear people talk on it. You hear a lot of people talk on it. I'm pretty sure it's musicians, freaking actors, content creators. I'm saying you got where a lot of people, they deal with stuff like that. And that's why I wanted to do this episode, is to let people know it's hey, you're gonna get through it, because there's people out there where it's you hear people deal with homeless stories and stuff, it's you hear somebody, they be sleeping out of their car, next thing you know, they become some of the biggest and influential people walking the face of this earth. I think Jim Carrey, I think they said at one point in time, he was allegedly, I don't know, I think I just heard that somewhere. But I mean, yeah, you hear of that stuff. You hear it where rappers at times, they be having to go out and sell drugs, and now it's they out here selling records and stuff, making millions just by word playing on a beat for 4 minutes. It's I'm saying, it's when you think of stuff like that, at least when I think of stuff like that, that inspires me. That's gets me going. That gets me to be okay, let me turn on my computer. And the thing is this, I'll say that when I get inspired, when I get motivated, I feel I get set back. I feel that there's this block, there's this wall that's stopping me. I really don't want to say the devil has an effect on my life, but I do feel that, yeah, there are going to be at times where it's he is going to try to slow you down. He is going to try to, get the best out of you and things. And that's something that we have to, understand to, get into my religious side, become Pastor MossBoss real quick. we come from God, we come from God, and we walk in the same shoes and feet as Jesus. Like that's something that I want y'all to like take in. It's like we came from God, but we're like, motivated, and we got like that strength in us. Like, cause when I hear stories even like that, where it's like, Jesus, and just, when I hear things like that, I'm like, dang, man. I think my thing is this: when I be thinking about like how rough life is, I start thinking of other people, and I'm like, man, I would really hate to be in a situation, or even if so much as like, it's like God putting a sign in front of me where it's like I'm watching a movie, TV show, listening to music, YouTube video, whatever, and I be hearing people's situations, and I'm thinking to myself like, fam, I feel like I'm, like I might be in a tough spot, but at the same time, it's like, the spot ain't really all that bad, like it can't get bad at times, but it ain't all that bad, so it's something where it's like we have to just keep going, we have to just stay motivated, we have to keep going, just keep that heart, that soul, brain, everything, like our whole body all together, everything in us, we have to keep that stuff going, because I feel like as soon as we give up, then it's just, it gets harder and harder. Like, I feel like that's one thing that I will say is that when you're working hard, life ain't getting harder. Like I feel like that it's when you stop and then you just, you ain't doing nothing, then that's when life gets harder. That's when everything is passing you by. But I do feel like that a part of this like world and this universe, it kind of stops a little bit, when we're working, when we putting in that work. Like when I sit down and I be, publishing videos I've had sitting on YouTube for like a year or something, or when I start editing stuff or recording stuff, even just right now, and it's like I do feel like that, the universe and the world is kind of like, okay, he's putting in his work, he's doing his thing, he's making a name for himself. And I'm like, because I just don't want to be that person where I'm like sitting around not doing nothing, like I get into a relationship and I'm having to rely on the girl to, provide, and, no, it's like I'm trying to have it where it's like, it's on some stuff where I'm like, I can provide for myself. Like I can start a family, like I can live a life where it's like, like this is something that I have imagined, like this is something that I want, so yeah, it's like the thing is this: I have it where there be so many things in this world that motivates me, from like wanting to put my parents in a better house, like get into like a healthy relationship, like have kids of my own. Like there's so many things that like crosses my mind, and it was like just earlier today I had to say like there's somebody that's really left some motivation in me to where it's like I want to be a better person, not also I want to be a better person for myself, but I also want to be a better person for them too, like have it where it's just like, hey, I tried, or not even so much as I tried, where it's like, no, I succeeded, it's like that's the thing where it's like to just really like look at myself. I don't look at myself as like somebody that's like, I'm only supposed to be here, work, pay taxes, live like the same life as every other human being then and walk the face of this earth. Like, no, I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to do podcast episodes, YouTube videos, whatever it is, movies, music, whatever it has to take to just, to be able to inspire people and motivate people to keep going in their life. Like I want to be able to help people across the world. I don't want it to just be where it's like, like this is like the peak of my success and things. Like, nah, bro, like I want this to be like the motivational factor of my success, but I my peak is far from now. Like I don't want it to just be like, oh, this is my peak, this is as far as I'm gonna go, because I do feel like that with something that you guys, especially like, I guess like talking in the lines of like being a content creator, I do feel like that's stuff that crosses your mind, like this is it, like this is as far as I'm gonna go and things. But at the same time, it's like, bro, like how do you know that? Like when I sit down and I think of like content creating, when I think of like, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, like especially when you feel that you don't have like people like there for you, supporting you and all that stuff, it's hard. It is 100% hard, and I see like so many times where content creators, like whether it's a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, some TikTokers and stuff, but it's like you see where they stop after a moment. And I'm like, man, like it's to me it's sad, because it hits home for me. It's like I see that stuff, I'm like surrounded by that environment where it's like, yeah, I'll see a new content creator come up out the woodworks, but at the same time, there was this one that I used to watch all the time where it's like they're not here no more. You know, like they're not posting videos no more. It's like last time you seen them posted a video like a year ago, 2 years ago or something, 3 years ago. And I'm like, man, you know, like I don't want to be that person, you know, like, so no, I'll admit, content creating, it's a hard thing. It's a struggle at times where it's like, I feel like it'd be a struggle every day, you know, having it where it's like I do a podcast episode, I don't hear no feedback, start up a stream, post that I'm live, don't nobody join the stream, you know, post a YouTube video, don't get the comments that I want to see, don't get the likes and the views and all that stuff, you know, post a TikTok, it's like it don't do as well as like other TikToks or whatever. It's like I see that stuff, I pay attention to that stuff, and I'm like, bro, you know, like I don't want this. And I'm telling you, I feel like the more and more I think about it, the more and more it affects me, you know. And it's somewhere, you know, I'm saying that, and I know people are going to try to use it against me and things. And you know, just try to, you know, make me already feel more bad than how I'm already feeling and stuff. And I'm like, you know, it's people like that where I'll say, like, you know, the negativity in this world, like, we're gonna have like negative people surrounding us and things. Did I do a video or did I do a YouTube? I can't remember if I did a video or a podcast episode where I was talking on like negative people and haters and stuff. No, it was a podcast episode. Never mind. I think I was trying to do a video, but I was like, nah, let me do a podcast episode real quick. But nah, man, like we got negative people. We got people out there where it's like they just want the worst out of us and stuff. So it's like, besides me already, like, you know, dealing with what I'm dealing with, like, you know, in me and stuff, like, you know, just in my mind, that I got somebody else tell me, yeah, you're never going to be successful, you're never going to amount to anything and stuff. And then it's like, that's also a motivating factor where it's like, okay, well, while you're saying that, I'm going to be proving you wrong. So, like, that's why, you know, like, when you dealing with whatever, it's like, you gotta have something in this world that motivates you. Just find that one thing and keep chasing it, despite how hard it may seem. Because I'm like, fam, when you hear stories of, like, people when they hear things like, oh, like, they get paralyzed and they're never gonna walk again, next thing you know, you see them walking at their wedding. Or it's like if you see like a firefighter, they got caught off up in a building or something, and they was like in a life or death situation, then they go back out in the field and they start working again. Or you hear a cop, they done got shot on duty and stuff, and then they go back out there and they start working again. Whatever the situation is, it's like, you know, you hear and you see that stuff, and then it's like, yeah, these guys, they keep going. So I think that's just, you know, what this episode needs to be. It's like, y'all just got to keep going and stuff, you know, like, despite how hard it may seem, you know, and whoever you got like in your circle, whether they are supporting you or not supporting you, it's like, you got to keep going for you. Like, that's something where it's like, if there's nobody to prove wrong, prove yourself wrong. You know, be your biggest hater, be your biggest supporter, be whatever it is that you need to be to elevate in life. But it's like, as soon as you stop, then I just feel like that's like when just everything is just passing you by, and then, you know, you're seeing all these things, and then it's just kind of like you're surrounded by all this new stuff, and you're like, fam, what's this? What's going on? What's this environment that I'm in and stuff? Because, man, I'm telling you, like, it's, you know, it's a hard life. Like, it is an extremely hard life, okay? Like, that's something that everybody needs to know. But it's like, you got also, like, despite the depressing moments and times in your life, you also got to look forward to the happy things. Like, I'm sitting here watching one of my friends, AKA, no, that's, I don't know why I was about to say AKA. I don't know why. It's like, bro, I'm telling you right now, I will say things or do things that would just screw me up in a YouTube video or a podcast episode. I'm like, no, I am 13 minutes in. I don't care if I messed up on my words. I'm going to still keep going. I out here trying to do a perfect episode, not mess up, no, I don't care. I'm 13 minutes in. This episode ain't ending, all right? But anyways, I saw one of my friends, like, I was trying to, like, hide their identity, but at the same time was getting ready to just put them on blast. But no, it's my friend Leans with it. I'm pretty sure you guys remember her. She's a Twitch streamer. But no, like, seeing her over at like other two friends. Well, I think it's one friend that's getting married, but it's like seeing like the them three, like, cause it's her. It's this other girl named Wacko, and then it's this other one named Epic Tiger Plays, I think. Epic Play, no, that Epic Play Tiger. That don't sound right. Epic Tiger Plays. I think that's what it is. I'm not good with names, people. All right, but anyways, But no, like I remember when I very first met Leans, and I saw like how like close they were, how cool they were with one another, and then seeing them like hang out, and then just seeing them on TikTok where they were posting how I think they were as Wacko that she's the one that's getting married, and then yeah, I was like I saw that, and I was like, hey yo, like that's kind of sick for them to like meet up like that. So I'm like, but that's something where it's like, not saying like she's going through some tough times and things, but I'm just saying like using that as an example, like that's a happy moment, like regardless of whether she is going through a tough time or not. But it's like I do feel like that's something where it's like, you look forward to stuff like that, like, and that's something where I'm like, fam, I wish I was in a position to to meet up with my content creating friends and stuff, and just hang out, do whatever and things. But I gotta work towards that stuff. I gotta just overall be smart with what I'm doing and things, because I feel like when I'm not thinking, then that's when I tend to do some dumb stuff and things, or or feeding into my my own issues and problems and stuff, and then yeah, it's like not really feeding into the stuff and the things that matter. So work in progress. I think I have said that, like, I'm an early access person, like I'm still got some work to do and things. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, it's like, just keep going in life. Don't try to take no shortcuts, get no easy way outs. Like, live through this life, because I'm saying, like, there's people out there that didn't live through tougher times and they ain't got through it. So I'm saying, like, if they could do it, fam, I know you can do it. All right, so but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.